We offer you deep historical information from history on YouTube channel. Subscribe. Now don't forget to turn on notifications. The founding and history of Germany, the epic of a nation. The history of Germany is a saga of wars, victories, defeats, and rebirths, forged in the heart of Europe. While the traces of the various tribes that inhabited this land fade in the shadow of the Roman Empire, the foundations of modern Germany were laid in the Middle Ages. From the Holy Roman Empire to the nation-state, the foundation of the East Frankish Kingdom in the 1st century was the first spark of German identity. After centuries of alternating unity and fragmentation under the Holy Roman Empire, the German lands remained a political mosaic until the 18th century. The rise of Prussia and unification, the rise of the Kingdom of Prussia in the 18th century, played a key role in the construction of the German nation-state. Under Bismarck's leadership, victory in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 united the German principalities, and the German Empire was proclaimed at the Palace of Versailles on 18th January 1871. The First World War and the Weimar Republic. Rapid industrialization and militarism made Germany a power in Europe. But the devastation of the First World War led to the collapse of the Reich. The end of the monarchy in 1918 saw the establishment of the Weimar Republic. This period was characterized by political instability, economic crisis, and the rise of the Nazi Party. The Hitler era and the Second World War. Adolf Hitler's rise to power in 1933 marked the beginning of a dark period for Germany and Europe. The Nazis' racist ideology and aggressive foreign policy led to the Second World War, in which millions of people died. At the end of the war, the Nazi regime collapsed and Germany was occupied by the Allied powers. Cold War and reunification. After the Second World War, Germany was divided into two Cold War fronts. West Germany was established as the Federal Republic of Germany, FRG, while East Germany became a Soviet satellite state called the German Democratic Republic, GDR. The construction of the Berlin Wall became a symbol of this division. In 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall and the dissolution of the Soviet Union created a historic opportunity for German reunification. On 3 October 1990, formal unification took place and Germany once again became a single nation state. Modern Germany today, Germany is one of the strongest economies in the European Union and a major player in global politics. It is characterized by its commitment to democratic values and human rights, and makes important contributions to science, art, and culture. The Hitler era. The rise to power of Adolf Hitler and the establishment of the Nazi regime was a turning point in German and world history. The Nazis' racist ideology led to crimes against humanity, such as the Holocaust. The devastation of the Second World War and the dark shadow of the Nazi regime made it imperative for Germany to come to terms with its history and to adhere to democratic values. The history of Germany. Part 2. After the Cold War and into the present day, the unification of Germany was a historic turning point for Europe. A divided continent was reunited, but unification also brought major challenges. The unification of East and West. West Germany's economic power was used to keep East Germany's collapsing economy afloat. Taxes were raised on West German citizens, and infrastructure projects were carried out to rebuild the East. Although this process caused unrest among some West Germans who were proud of their Western identity, it was important for the future of a united Germany. Leadership in the European Union. Unified Germany redefined its role within the European Union, EU. With its economic power and political weight, Germany contributed significantly to the stability of the EU. It pioneered economic integration projects such as the introduction of the euro. The transformation of rebirth. The rebuilding of East Germany was a painful process. It required dismantling the structures of the old communist regime, building new democratic institutions, and completely transforming the economic system. Despite Western support, problems such as unemployment and social inequality remained a challenge for years. Germany as a global player. With the end of the Cold War, Germany began to play a more active role in international affairs. It took on responsibilities such as NATO membership and membership of the United Nations Security Council. It strengthened its position as a global actor by participating in peacekeeping missions and initiatives to ensure European security. Germany today. Today's Germany is an innovative society, committed to democratic values and with a strong economy. But it still faces a number of challenges. These include the integration of immigrants, the rise of right-wing populism, and adapting to the economic and social changes brought about by globalization. Germany's future is also closely linked to the future of Europe. A united and democratic Germany is a key factor in Europe's stability and prosperity. This brief overview of German history sheds light on the country's complex past and its prospects for the future. Germany's history is still being written. As part of it, you can continue to learn more about Germany. The History of Germany, Part 3, The Richness of German Culture. Germany's history and identity are not only shaped by political events. The rich and diverse traditions of art, literature, music, and philosophy are also an important part of German culture. The power of art. Throughout its art history, from the Renaissance to today's contemporary art, Germany has been home to important figures. The works of masters such as Albrecht Dürer and Caspar David Friedrich reflect the depth of Germany's artistic heritage. Innovative movements such as the Bauhaus played a leading role in the development of modern design. Echoes of literature, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe and Friedrich Schiller, are at the forefront of German literature. Leading the Romantic movement, their works continue to impress readers with their imagination and philosophical depth. In the 20th century, writers such as Bertolt Brecht have come to the fore with their social criticism and political commentary. The universal language of music, Germany is the home of composers such as Bach, Beethoven, and Wagner. The symphonies, operas, and other works of these geniuses are among the most important building blocks in the history of classical music. In the modern age, pioneers of electronic music such as Kraftwerk continue Germany's innovative musical spirit. Illumination of philosophy. German philosophy has made significant contributions to the history of European thought, with thinkers such as Immanuel Kant, Georg Wilhelm, Friedrich Hegel, and Martin Heidegger. Their questions about being, knowledge, and morality are still being debated in the field of philosophy today. Festivals and celebrations. Germany has many festivals and traditional celebrations throughout the year. These include beer festivals, Oktoberfest, Christmas markets, and historical reenactments. These events reflect the vibrancy and diversity of German culture. The future of culture. Germany is a country that embraces its cultural heritage while at the same time embracing contemporary art movements. This balance underpins Germany's future cultural development. Exploring German culture is an important step towards a deeper understanding of the country's history and identity. The Story of Germany, Part 4, Traveling. Germany. Germany's rich historical and cultural heritage makes it a fascinating country for travelers. The different regions of the country offer unique experiences waiting to be discovered. Berlin, the capital city. The capital of Germany, Berlin is a vibrant metropolis that blends history and modernity. Iconic landmarks, such as the Brandenburg Gate and the Reichstag, as well as the remains of the Berlin Wall and Cold War-era museums, shed light on the city's past. The city also attracts visitors with its art galleries, museums, vibrant nightlife, and alternative cultural venues. The wealth of Bavaria. The state of Bavaria is famous for its majestic Neuschwanstein Castle, Oktoberfest beer festival, and traditional costumes. The city of Munich reflects Bavarian culture, while the historic cities of Nuremberg and Regensburg offer fine examples of medieval architecture. Romantic Rhine Valley. The valleys along the Rhine are famous for their fairy tale-like landscapes. Medieval castles, vineyards, and quaint towns add to the charm of this region. Legendary sites such as Loreley Rock add to the romantic atmosphere of the Rhine Valley. Hamburg Harbor and the North Sea. Located in northern Germany, Hamburg is one of the most important harbors in Europe. The harbor area is an interesting contrast of historic warehouses and modern architecture. Close to Hamburg, the North Sea coast attracts visitors with its beaches, lighthouses, and natural beauties. Treasures of East Germany. East Germany has become a major tourist destination following the rebuilding process. The city of Dresden boasts Baroque architecture, while Leipzig is famous for its musical history and trade fairs. On the Baltic coast, the cities of Rostock and Wismar reflect their history as trading ports in the medieval Hanseatic League. Germany's natural beauty is not confined to certain regions. The hiking trails of the Black Forest and the lakes and national parks of Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania are ideal for visitors who want to get close to nature. Traveling in Germany is an unforgettable journey to discover the country's history, culture, and natural beauty. It is also an opportunity to take part in traditional festivals, experience the local cuisine, and feel the warm hospitality of the Germans. The story of Germany, the epic of a nation. The history of Germany is a saga of wars, victories, defeats, and rebirths in the heart of Europe. As the traces of the various tribes that inhabited these lands faded in the shadow of the Roman Empire, the foundations of modern Germany were laid in the Middle Ages. A journey from the Holy Roman Empire to the nation-state, the rise of Prussia, and the excitement of unification, the devastation of the First World War, and the instability of the Weimar Republic, the dark shadow of Hitler, and the tragedy of the Second World War. Germany's history is an adventure full of highs and lows. The reunification that followed the end of the Cold War made Germany a major player in Europe and the world. With its strong economy, commitment to democratic values, and innovative culture, Germany is a country that looks to the future with hope. Germany's history is not just about political events. The rich and varied traditions of art, literature, music, and philosophy are also an important part of German culture. The works of geniuses such as Bach, Beethoven, Goethe, Schiller, and Kant are the most tangible indicators of Germany's contribution to world culture. The historical texture of Berlin, the traditional atmosphere of Bavaria, the romantic landscapes of the Rhine Valley, and the natural beauty of the North Sea. Germany is a country to be discovered in every corner. Germany's history is still being written. To be a part of this story, to visit Germany, to experience its history and culture, and to feel the spirit of this nation will be an unforgettable experience. Here are some quotes that will inspire you to dive into the history of Germany and discover the spirit of this nation. To be German is a privilege, but it is also a duty. Konrad Adenauer. The future of Germany is the future of Europe. Angela Merkel. Germany is not a nation, but a cultural entity. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Germany's heart has always beaten for freedom. Friedrich Schiller. The history of Germany is an important part of the history of Europe. To understand this history is to understand Europe and the world better. We offer you deep historical information from History on YouTube channel. Subscribe. Now don't forget to turn on notifications.